What an honor and a joy it is for me to have this opportunity to share a few words with you concerning a brother whom I consider a real friend, Dr. Nathaniel Glover. Nat Glover, as he is affectionately known, is a true man of faith, a family man, and a man who's concerned about his community. He's a native son of Jacksonville, Florida, who was born during some turbulent times in Jacksonville and the United States of America. For all that he witnessed, he could have just thrown his hands up because of the injustices he endured, but he didn't do that. Instead, he became involved in his community by allowing his light to shine brightly as a police officer, living up to the oath taken, which is to serve the community. One has to look no further than this oath to see how Nathaniel Glover allowed his light to shine in the community to become the first African American to be elected the first black sheriff in Jacksonville and the first black sheriff in the state of Florida in over 100 years. I
would say that Nat Glover has probably been the most impactful citizen on Jacksonville and in Jacksonville in the last 100 years, if not forever. He's really not just an impactful person, but such an admirable person. With respect to business leadership for Nat, we'd have to start out by saying that he's been a public servant his entire life. Started right out and in the police department, one of the first African-American hires in the police department before consolidation. He leads not just by what he gets accomplished, and he did it a lot while he was sheriff. He really brought down crime, and he brought together the police department as a group that served the community. And also has, I think, helped Jacksonville to feel better about itself as a more unified and diverse community. And he's done this all the time by being this courageous person who can bring all kinds of people together and overcome all kinds of obstacles that he's had to face. And I know the whole community is very proud of him.
Well, Nat Glover and I got elected to office the same year. Nat as sheriff and me as mayor, and we bonded really quickly. He's just a wonderful human being and an impactful servant of this community. And when he served as sheriff, we became close quick. And frankly, neither of us did an initiative without talking to the other one first. And we supported each other's initiatives and moves all the way through. I'm an incredible family man. He and I get breakfast together every couple of weeks. We have a 2-hour block. And I describe it some of the best 4 to 6 hours of the month for me. It can be spiritual. We can be falling over on the bench laughing. We talk about politics, and we talk about family.
Nat is one of the best family men that you could ever meet. He is the patriarch of our family. Nat is a man that walks in integrity, and he is so strong, and you can lean on him, you can tell him anything. And you see how when I talk about him, I have such a big smile on my face because he really is the sweetest person you could ever meet. He is all about family. And Nat is really who he says he is. He really is a special man. I just can't say enough good things about him. And it excites me to have him as my big brother. And believe it or not, he advises all of us, and he makes sure that we're in a good place, religiously, physically, mentally.
Even while Nat Glover served as the sheriff of Duval County and was the president of Edward Waters, he was still committed to his work at the church. He didn't allow anything to go lacking or try to get someone else to do his job, but he was dedicated in carrying out his role and responsibility in the church. Glover valued his faith, his relationship with God. Every Sunday you could find him in church, and on Tuesday you could find him in prayer meeting and Bible study.
This is a man that I think exemplifies a lot of the values that Bill Gay and the YMCA really stand for. Bill Gay was a wonderful human being, also deeply faithful, very caring. I never asked Bill for anything that he didn't try to say yes to. And so both sets of values, the YMCA's values about really developing character in the body as well as your health and your mind, I think he's a perfect role model for that, and I respect him a lot. If somebody goes and writes a history of Jacksonville, Nat will be one of the key historic figures in this town. not just what he did as sheriff, but really in the way he served as much as anything. There was an integrity about the way he did everything. He was not afraid to make an unpopular political decision if he felt in his gut that that was the right and moral thing to do. And it's a question he always asks himself, you know, at a college, it's what's best for the kids. In the police department, it's what's best for the community. And he would take the slings and arrows that would go along with the answers to those questions. So one of the most impactful figures in Jacksonville's history, and I'd like to congratulate him for his award.